There is a lot going on for Shiba Inu right now, and we've got to talk about it in this urgent update for Shiba Inu holders as we're seeing some whales start to bail on Shiba Inu, causing the burn rate to go down. You're also seeing some people coming out with 450% gain predictions for Shiba Inu. And we found another article where somebody's talking about a potential future price, the crypto basic. If SHIB matches 10% of gold's market cap, how big would Shiba Inu be if it did do that, and could that even happen? Well, we're going to talk about it in this video. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you want to trade Shiba Inu on some of this news, definitely looking at a level of support at around 4013. Right now, no saying if we come back down there, but if you do want to trade Shiba Inu for yourself, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, you can sign up for Blowfin using our link in the description, pinned in the comments down below. Today, the number one moving trending coin, at least, is Pepe. If you look at the movers over the last 24 hours, you will see that there are quite a few coins moving up and several memes, but you're not seeing Shiba Inu rally. Pepe is rallying, Dog with Hat's rallying, but Shiba Inu is not yet rallying. Well, why might that be? It could be because of this story right here. Shiba Inu enters the doghouse as whales bail, burn rate slows. Well, guys, if you've been paying attention to my videos, there are whales that come and go all the time in this crypto space. Whales are always, and what are whales? Whales are holders with a lot of money, people that buy a lot or sell a lot at times, right? And so in this example, they're saying the Shiba Inu whales, the holders, are selling, and that is actually slowing the burn rate of the token. Because actually, as you're seeing people selling off, there is going to be less Shiba Inu burned. The buying actually causes burns on the Shiba Inu side of things. They have a weekly burn rate, okay? And that depends on the volume. That depends on a lot of things. So Shiba Inu price often does well when more tokens are being burned, as this reduces the number in circulation and boosts confidence amongst holders. Over 410 trillion tokens have been burned from the initial supply, which is great. And we've still got 500 trillion more, but what we just keep seeing is like 50 million SHIB were burned or 100 million SHIB were burned, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing compared to the 410 that have already been burned. And so people keep talking about 410 trillion tokens have been burned, but we haven't seen 411 trillion tokens been burned, right? We're not even seeing a trillion tokens get burned a month at this point, and there's 500 trillion tokens that are still kind of left in existence. Now, looking at what's going on with some of these whales selling in and selling out, we're seeing some other coins like Farcoin, Dog with Hat, and Pepe kind of being rotated into right now, maybe from some of these Shiba Inu whales. Now, does that mean doom and gloom for Shiba Inu? I don't think that it does. There's something that I want to share with you guys that I think everybody needs to focus on when it comes to Shiba Inu, and it's not financial advice, but let's jump right into it right now. If you look at what's going on with SHIB, again, we could come back down to maybe this 401 level. Maybe we're going to come back down to this 403 level, kind of where we saw this bounce back in August of 2024. But when you look at Shiba Inu, we do have this blue trend line that we have yet to break through in, since February, March of 2024, which is a long while ago. Shiba Inu had a big pump, came up in the winter of 2024, didn't get above that trend line, and kind of came back down. And some of these other memes took new highs around December, but you did not see Shiba Inu do that. What you really want to see if you want to see Shiba Inu explode is you want to see our total market cap break out to new highs. You're going to want to see this thing go past 3.75 trillion back where we were in December and get into this price discovery mode. The other thing you're going to want to see is Bitcoin dominance top out and start to come back down like I have drawn in these red circles here. And that would be the moment where I would expect Shiba Inu, once we truly have Bitcoin dominance breaking down, to have a real shot at breaking through this trend line. Now, Shiba Inu just going back up to that trend line is a 120% gain, so just over 2x. Shiba Inu going back to its previous highs by price is a 524% gain, so just over a 6x. But I do think that Shiba Inu could go higher than that. And so I do see this article as well. It's talking about Shiba Inu price could be on its way to a stunning path to a 450% surge. I think that's what they're talking about here, because you're looking at some historical patterns. This goes actually quite far back on this TA that was actually brought out by some user on X. But just looking at some of the technicals on the Shiba Inu chart, it is one way you could start predicting points of breakout. The thing that I'm just very simply looking at is the total market cap for crypto. And let's talk a little bit about this. This article is interesting to me because they're talking about Shiba Inu reaching 10% of gold's market cap. Now, let me come out and say immediately, I don't think that this is something that's reasonable to expect. Shiba Inu is not a bad crypto. I mean, it is a meme coin. It's not a bad crypto. I like Shiba Inu a lot. It's one of the top. It's the second biggest dog meme coin out there. We talk about it a lot on the channel. But it is a meme coin about a dog. And it's the second meme coin about a dog behind Dogecoin. Is it really going to achieve 10% of gold's market cap? I don't even think that, Dogecoin should. But if any coin could, maybe Doge, right? But I don't even think that is reasonable. So let's think about this. If Shiba Inu matches 10% of gold's market cap, how much would Shiba Inu be? Would you have the penny Shiba Inu? Would you have $1 Shiba Inu? No. The answer is you would have a 0.3 of a penny. You would have a 0.0036 cents Shiba Inu. It's not even a penny. It is 1/3 of the way to a penny, just over 1/3 of the way to a penny. Shiba Inu matches 10% of gold's market cap. Now, if we get a bunch of whales coming in and buying, and we see the burn rate continue to go up, there's a lot of upside for Shiba Inu. But the only way for you to see anything close to this, right? Or, anything like a penny or $1, if you want to talk about a penny or $1 Shiba Inu, and I know a lot of people like to talk about a penny or $1 Shiba Inu, the only way for us to see that happen is if you go back to the supply of the token and you look at the facts. Where is Shiba Inu here? I want to show you Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is currently sitting ranked number 16 at an $8.4 billion market cap with a total supply, circulating supply, actually right now, of 589 trillion Shiba Inu tokens. And we already know that 410 trillion Shiba Inu tokens were burned. Almost half the supply. Mostly by Vitalik Buterin, for those of you guys that don't know, who's the founder of Ethereum. You want to see some of those higher prices for Shiba Inu, you're going to need to see another 50% of this Shiba Inu burned, if not more, to get to the penny or the $1 price levels. If you burn 50% of the Shiba Inu today, and Shiba Inu goes to the market cap, 10% the market cap of gold, you're still not at a penny, believe it or not. You're still at about 6 or 7/10 of a penny at that point, if my math is right. So these are some of the things that I think about when I look at Shiba Inu. I want to share with you guys some of these stories. Yes, some whales are selling, but whales sell, whales buy. They move their money around. Maybe they're pivoting to some of these other top memes that are moving right now. You'll see a couple in the top gainers. Like I said, you got Pepe, you got Dog with Hat. Fartcoin's up a little bit today. I think that Shiba Inu is going to have a beautiful bull market. But if you're a holder, you're waiting for the total market cap to explode. You're waiting for a altcoin surge, and I think we can get that at some point in the year 2024, especially if we do see, or 2025, excuse me, especially if we do see the Fed cut rates later this year. Then that might work out for us pretty well, because that would be probably the catalyst for an altcoin season. If you want to sign up for Blowfin, do some trading on Shiba Inu. Maybe you think we're coming down to the 4013 level. Maybe you think we're going to boost up and break through some of these other levels of resistance right above us. Maybe get back above 402. You can sign up for Blowfin, do a trade for yourself if you want to. Signing up using our link in the description down below. That's all I have for you in this one, guys. I'm CryptoKip. This is Crypto Report. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. DCA, HODL. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.